because Group B has gotten underway, trying to get things back on schedule a little bit. So we are going to scramble over to the Solary versus Sinners match. Solary with the recently announced pack, the Brit joining the French-Canadian of Mr. Carl Jr., greatest of all time. We find ourselves on map 21. Solary are a single map up in the series, and it is currently 8-4 in favor of Sinners. So Sinners are actually quite close to taking this and evening up the scoreline. So actually, we haven't missed too much. This is pretty close, and I'm super happy that we got to see this match. We are done with Group A. Bring on Group B.
Oh, Pat. Okay, I was wondering what that car was. Is a Ukraine car? Okay. I see you, Pack. Right now, Carl Jr. trying to see his way into the top spot, but Tween and Kappa holding strong, looking really good on this map. Oh, Carl Jr. just eats the corner on the inside there, and Pack will eat will eat the checkpoint. And Solary, unfortunately, will eat a map loss. Sinners taking map number 2, making it a competitive series, heading into map 3. I have a feeling that this was a Sinners pick. I believe both Kappa and Tween have pretty good PBs on this map, and obviously, it goes to show that they were ready to play 11-4 victory in map 2.
Yes, definitely.
And this is Group B, by the way, for anybody. Group B. We are now into Group B. Sorry, things kind of had to go a little bit faster to get everything on track.
Yeah, we're zipping through it.
Yeah.
I just caught, because you and I, our job is to talk, so we've been speaking over the top of this announcer, but I just heard that they actually have VO for the specific teams. Our announcer said
really?
Sinners. Yeah, said Sinners by name, which is super
so
dope.
Cool.
God, I keep being impressed with this new setup for the World Tour time and time again. I just my hat is already off, but I will raise my TM hat higher to everybody who made this possible.
You got debated by production there. That's okay. That's cool. I haven't heard that. I hopefully they have something for Solary if they manage to pull out a victory here on 9. And this is round number 1. This is not the warm up. I can do my job.
We're learning.
There's no warm up at the bottom right corner there. So this is round 1.
Told me to learn how to cast.
Kappa and Tween.
Oh my God.
Well, Ace, Pack and Carl Jr. on this map and go 3-0 to start map number 3.
Let's see how many of these tiny little optimizations these players can pull off. There's that low airtime there. Now you need to jump as close to this corner as possible, set up the angle so that you don't clip the CP. Get this ramp cut, get the car rocking back and forth. That hopefully enables a ride trick off the edge to get the left side of the car landing sooner than anything else. And then from there, it is a dash to this drift. Try and maintain contact with the ground so that you don't lose it. And what a round. Pack coming in 4th, 0.175 behind Carl Jr. on a 27.666 and a draw between Solary and Sinners. It is 4-1. Going the way of the Sinners, still early on, though.
And I think they'll take those rounds. The more draws they can muster. Oh, Pack. He will have to watch from the rear as Carl Jr., not the greatest line. That's going to be Tween and Kappa. Should be a pretty easy 1-2 victory for them here as they are down through the final stretch. And Sinners, a commanding lead in game number 3 here, 7-1 after what, 3 rounds? So looking to put the dagger into Solary here in map number 2 with another ace if they can muster it.
Man,
I heard it that time.
Yeah, cool. There you go. It's awesome. I'm just thinking of none of the TMGL maps are this short. So I guess technically this thought experiment doesn't really hold much water, but I'm thinking of like the benefits of picking a short, as Pack clips there, the benefits of picking a shorter map versus a longer map in competition. Maybe some community competitions will be happening where people are using the same format. Maybe there's you know, some value to picking a short sub 30-second map as opposed to your typical like 45 or 50-second map. If you've got it down, it can just be those short burst to the finish, and you can easily put a map under your belt. It's looking like that's what Sinners are trying to do here. They're 2 points away from making this work. They just need a round win, and it's done.
Well, luckily for Carl Jr., nobody's going to be able to pick multi-lap maps.
Oh, what just happened there? What just happened?
He touched the inside wall.
Oh.
And he will eat that. And again, Sinners, another ace. That's 3 aces on this track. Just obliterating Solary. 11-2. Map number 3. Sinners will take a 2-1 lead heading into map 4. And unfortunately, we don't have the map order in front of us because we joined in a little bit late here. But regardless, I mean, Sinners look comfortable, man. They look like they're ready to play.
It's 15. We haven't seen 15 yet. Okay,
I'm
here we go, super excited to see how these guys do this. Okay, so it's the first time we've seen this on broadcast. We'll take a little bit of time to go through it through the warm-up. You have this reactor down through the water, instant U-turn through the dirt, and then this section you just ride as close to the wall as possible, come up into here, drift, and then there's a very tight run through that remainder left-hand turn where you dip yourself into the water real quick. There's like an up-down dirt section. Make sure to keep the gear that you're in. And then the ending is an absolute high-speed, not bonk fest, but definitely a kind of on-purpose wall bang on the right side to set yourself up for the ending. I can't wait till we get there.
Look, man, it's not a wall bang. It's a plastic bounce. That's what makes it illegal.
True. Yes, that's true.
Wall bangs are illegal in TMGL. Very much. As you're about to see it. It just sets your lineup so perfectly as we see Carl Jr. Kitty overtake Tween. They are going to go to the right of the tree, which I'm a little bit surprised. I thought we'd see some risk there from the players. I think it is optimal to go to the left of the tree, but you are really kind of cutting it close, getting into that finish ring. So maybe that's the strat. Maybe we will see everybody go to the right. If you lose, like, I don't know what it is, maybe a 10th at minimum there if you go right. But either way, it is Sinners to take a 2-1 lead after round 1.
Pack super tight line, exhibiting the perfect way of doing that. Kappa is doing so as well. P1 and 2, Tween a tidy P3, just kind of sitting back. Oh, Pack releasing that drift in an awkward way, losing pace as well, and losing P2 while he's at it. And he is not going to be able to catch up in time. Kappa and Tween with an ace will take them to 5 points in this 4th map here. And Sinners yet again starting to climb away from Solary a little bit.
And we did get an update, by the way, on the backside. Team BDS able to take down Team Big. 4-2 was the final score in that match. So BDS will take 3rd in their group. And unfortunately for Big, as close as they came, Leachy, in that first round, they were unable to secure a match win here, I should say. Again, Gamers First took them to 7 maps, all 7 maps in that first round. So well played to everybody. Team BDS gets their win. And now all eyes on Sinners as they look to put a commanding lead over top of Solary. Can Pack keep Tween at bay? He does by 4 thousandths. And it will be a Sinners win. 2 points on the board. And now an ace will finish off Solary here in map 4.
Can they pull it off? Can they pull it off? I mean, I guess so. They've been looking real good. Even if it's just a regular round win, those 2 points will take them as close as they need. Carl taps the outside, so now it's really just on Pack to get past Kappa, and Kappa has looked so fast through 15, I think this is kind of an insurmountable obstacle to climb, and that wasn't the best drift either, allowing Tween to catch up.
Oh, Tween.
They're neck and neck here. What happens? Can Pack get ahead? It's a slightly better line. Oh, to the left of the tree. There we go. That's the optimization that was needed. So Solary lives at least for one more round, but they're going to need to do a little bit better than what we just saw there.
Nope, don't want to hear it. Solary wins the map. Give it to him. Pack went left of the tree.
So as long as you jump to the left of the tree, that's just round win.
Dude, come on.
GG.
He clutched it out. He kept his team in it. He went left of the tree. And now I want to see somebody hit the tree. Just go in the middle of the tree.
Wish that on anybody.
Come on. Middle of the tree next. Hopefully you're in first when you do it, too.
So we can scream even more. Tween and P4. Man, this has been the best round we've seen. Somebody clips the inside.
Oh.
It was a Sinners player. And now, or was it actually?
No, it was. Yeah, Pack second.
And Carl, yeah. Okay.
It's a tree.
Significant. Oh, he did hit the tree. That was Tween into the tree. So you partially got your wish here. He just wasn't in the lead when it happened.
I hope he did that on purpose. I would. If I was listening to the broadcast and like, whatever, we're gonna win anyway. I'm gonna get third place in this match. I would 100% right into that tree.
Do we say the thing?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Yep, tree. I had to do it. It's significantly delayed, but I had to do it once.
that was very, very delayed. I can't believe it happened. I'm so happy. We could just end the stream here. But right now, if Solary pulls this back, they need another ace, and they'll have officially tied it. But I don't think Pack's going to be able to do it. Carl Jr. might not even be able to catch Kappa here, as this looks like it's going to be Sinners. No Pack? Nah, not enough. Carl Jr. and Pack both go to the left of the tree. Both Sinners players go right, but it will be enough for the Sinners to cross that threshold to the 10 points. They'll finish 11-7. Fight made there from Solary, but ultimately not enough. Again, do have to give them style points. They went to the left of the tree, and that's all I care about. Hey, we haven't seen this map. This is the one map we haven't seen yet.
Oh, yes. Wait, what is this?
This is a 17.
Checking notes, 17. Okay. Interesting.
Plastic bounce.
Yes, exactly. So it's two ceiling plastic bounces. The first is about halfway through the map, just to kind of toss you back down to the ground. And then the second one is what allows you to get the risky finish, which is obviously a significantly faster finish than going the safe route. Most TMGO players shouldn't have any issues hitting that. It's just an interesting feature to include in an official campaign map. I fully support it.
Oh, absolutely. This has been wonderful so far. Solary, interestingly enough, looking from the outside in on this series right now, what was that bounce? Both Pack and Tween get horrible bounces. It's only going to be Carl Jr. and Kappa, the front runners here. We're going to see how they take this jump. Let's see what Carl Jr. decides to do. He's got less speed than Kappa, and Kappa has got to stay off the wall, but he can't. It's going to be Carl Jr. The slower route, but ultimately works out better for him. Now it's a race between Pack and Tween to take third and fourth. And it does look like Pack is going to win that race, assuming he hits the finish. And he does. So it is Solary to take round number 1 on map 5. They will get 2 points.
Too many numbers involved.
We
did see something there. Kappa had a calculated decision to go the safe route because he saw the gap that existed between him and P3 and figured it just wasn't worth the risk. He knows he can finish that safe route safely in P2, so you might as well go for it. And that is the thinking man's Trackmania that I come here for, is the player that has the wherewithal to check those things like that. I love to see it. Sinners right now doing super well in P2 and 3. Carl with a narrow lead, and right here is probably the main danger feature of this map. Carl doesn't quite clip, maintains grip, very close. Places stay where they are, except for Tween falling back, and Pack actually overtaking Kappa. That is an ace from Solary, something they have been dearly missing for map after map.
Wow, what a run from Pack. Able to catch Kappa there towards the end. And, I mean, Tween was even battling Pack for third there for quite a while, and it felt like as soon as the pressure was shed off of Pack's shoulders trying to defend against Tween, he just locked his sights right on Kappa. Was able to pull out the first ace we've seen out of Solary. Put them up by 4. 5 points remaining for this squad as Carl Jr. going to lead the way. Kappa and Pack 2 and 3 respectively. Tween kind of out of the running after an early mistake. Kappa, a little bit more speed than Carl Jr. They were side by side for a moment. Kappa will overtake. Has decent exit speed here. He should have enough speed to take care of Carl Jr., and he does. He will force the draw after the early mistake from Tween. Well done by Kappa.
Brilliant team play. Kappa knew that he couldn't get any points more than just 1, but he could at the very least limit the point intake of his opponents, and that's exactly what he did. A very, very risky run there, but it paid off. So now Solary up 6, or 6 versus Sinners 2. So still definitely with a commanding 4-point lead, but not as bad as it could have been. Sometimes it's less about self-improvement in terms of your team's position, and it's more about loss mitigation, I guess we can call it.
Self-immolation, I prefer.
Self-immolation, sure.
Well, Carl Jr. and Kappa up and over. The two of them, Kappa touches that outside wall. Carl Jr., he's got Tween catching him rather quickly, but the map just not long enough. I think if Tween has another maybe 10 seconds of track in front of him, he gives Carl Jr. a run for his money there. But it's been Carl Jr. and Kappa consistently at the front, heading into that, like, I don't know what you want to call it, tabletop section or whatever whatever that is. It's been consistently Carl Jr. and Kappa 1 and 2, and ultimately it just comes down to whatever speed they can get out of that section.
Speed indeed. Speed is the name of the game here in Trackmania. Let's see who has the exactly. Well, okay, fine. Trackmania is the name of the game, and speed is a crucial component in the game. How about that? Carl, Kappa, P1 and 2, very, very close. It has always been a very close race up to this kind of tabletop platform jump. Carl landing a little bit sooner. Kappa, awkward launch off of that tabletop, and it was an awkward landing as well. I think the best that Sinners are going to be able to do yet again is a draw. Pack not helping Solary very much with that 9-second gap here. This actually could be a little close. Let's see what his deal is. 5-4, he's fine. He's got that 10.4 seconds back. Not the best, but again, Solary have kind of earned the ability to have occasional slip-ups here because they've still got that 4-point cushion.
I say we take that finish timer, set it at 3.5 seconds.
That's spicy.
3.5 seconds is kind of unfair. You make one mistake, you're not finishing. Maybe 5 seconds.
That's a little less spicy.
I mean, it's at, 15 seconds now? What do you want the player to...
Yeah.
The player has to disconnect to not finish. Carl Jr. and Pack, 2 and 3 right now. At the moment, the Kappa... he is so far inside, and he hits. But look at Tween, all of that speed. God. He goes from 4th to 1st. The teammates trade places. And Tween, what a final run there. My word, he was fast. He beat them by over just about 4/10 onto Carl Jr. and 4/10 onto Pack. And he was in 4th heading into that jump.
And I think that Solary are a single point away from taking this map. I think the most painful part about that was Kappa's mistake, because that ended in a draw. If Kappa was able to keep his position, that would have turned into an ace for Sinners. And my word, what a competition we'd have on our hands already. But as it stands, it's yet another draw in a row. Sinners only on 5 points at this point. They need to be perfect. Kappa and Tween have showed pace, but they haven't necessarily showed consistency on this map. Kappa and Carl Jr., who else in the lead for these two teams. Kappa turning to the right, trying to spend as little time as possible on that tabletop. That's actually pretty good landing. He's got a little bit more momentum than Carl. Overtakes him. Can Carl find a slightly better line to find more speed through here? Don't think it's going to happen. Kappa finishes first, but Carl and Pack do enough to pull the draw off, and the map point, or the map win, will be going Solary's way. And we are back, not quite even on the scoreline, but we're a little bit closer. The score in the series now is 3-2 advantage to Sinners. Solary feeling a little bit better about that victory, but they still have a little ways to go.
Yeah, and I think that is maybe the one downside I see to this format, is that it can be a little bit anticlimactic there at the end with the teams on 9 points. If there's one mistake, even if the battle for first is fantastic like it was there, it's kind of like, well, it doesn't matter because, you know, you got to go 1-2 regardless. Yeah. So, I mean, ultimately, it was still a good battle, and really well done to Kappa for holding off Carl Jr. there. And I love to see that battle between the two of them pretty much every round. But now, Solary starting to claw their way back in the series. They were on, I mean, they still are down on match point here. Sinners needs one more map to go 1-0 in the group and to hand Solary an early loss. But we continue on into map number 6. Kappa and Tween out to an early lead. It is 12 yet again. Sausage Tech once more. And maybe, I mean, I certainly don't want to come off doubting Carl Jr. and Pack's skill level, Lychee, but Sausage Tech just doesn't seem like something they play often, right? I mean, if they're very focused on the competitive side of the game, how often do you see competitive Sausage Tech maps? Not often.
Definitely not often. Want to talk for a second. What dominance from Sinners. Kappa and Tween were pretty much inside of each other the entire run, and Pack and Carl Jr. were nowhere to be found. I see people in chat saying that Tween and Kappa are the Tech Andy duo, so they may be quite heavy favorites for this. It is Sausage Tech, but it's a subgenre, if you will, of Tech in general. So they definitely have early signs of feeling super, super comfortable as Pack manages to fight his way up to P2, but only momentarily as he clips the outside wall. Carl is the only person who has a chance of rescuing a single point for Solary, and that's going to be difficult with, who is this, Kappa fighting behind him, and more momentum. The second ace in a row for Sinners. This is looking a little bit dire for the French org.
Yeah, this is tough. And, yeah, I mean, talk about pulling a rabbit out of a hat here for the Sinners. I mean, what a card to play this late into the series. Assuming map 12 was their pick. By the way, anybody who doesn't know this, Kappa and Tween are number 2 and number 3 in the world on this map, respectively. So
that's terrifying.
That is quite dangerous. I was going to clap back at the chatter that says these guys are like Tech Andys, and say, Carl Jr. and Pack are like GOAT Andys. But I don't know if that is necessarily going to save them here. Though, yeah, I mean, Carl Jr. making a run. Oh, he keeps pretty good speed. Can he snipe the two Sinners players? Not quite. He's 2,000s too slow. And Kappa with a 41-1, just barely edging out Carl Jr. there. But Solary do get a point, and we avoid the perfect sweep again.
That was a ridiculous round. So very close. P1 and 3 covered by 22 thousandths. Sinners most certainly in the driver's seat. And we see that yet again. Carl Jr. about a 10th away from P2, rather. And that extends now to about double that length. Man, Kappa and Tween just look so ridiculously confident on this map. And you can kind of see why they're second and third in the world with their PBs. And that is it That's the ace.
That's
and
it.
Sinners take the map. They will take the match. 4-2 against Solary. Very well fought, but at the end of the day, the map order definitely benefited Sinners here for this one coming in. Man, they could barely be beaten on this map.